Welcome back, my lovelies. Just hide that. Let's go this way first. Because I can. As you can see, I did change my glam. New to the city, friend. The spinning head and the wide eyes give you away. Welcome, my name is Braggy, and I'm master of these markets. They gave the district another official title, but I'm not in the habit of using it. Too florid by half. In any case, our merchants stock a wide range of equipment, so we should have something in your size. Forgive my asking, but you are a dwarf, yes? We don't get many of your lot coming down from the mountains these days. Actually, I'm a Lalafell. What the hell is a Lalafell? Must be a dialect I'm not familiar with. Let's see, we can straighten this out. See those two in front of us? The shorter one is the Hume. The taller one is an elf. The sturdy individual over there is a Gulgent, whilst the one with the horns is a Dran. And then you have the large, scaly chap with a long tail and knack for raising livestock. Those would be the son. Which is apparently not what you call them. Do the dwarves have different names for these people of the world? Or do you pick up the common tongue in some other far-flung region? Oh, the same as the Exarch, eh? Well, that explains it. You don't get much further flung than that. We've had a few of your lot pass through in recent years, and despite their obvious learning, they're floundered over the simplest things. But not to worry, should you find yourself confused by the local language or customs, I'll be here to answer your questions. Yes. While we're on this side, let's grab these aetherites. Might as well, you know. Hi, Exarch. I'm not following your directions precisely, but I am going to meet the people. My Torgal. Torgal, the baby. Yeah, that should get us to this one over here. The sooner we can get the aetherites, the better, honestly. there's some nooks and crannies that are like tucked away in the weirdest spots here in the Crystarium. They can be a pain to get to if you get lost. Okay. Now we're gonna go to the Crystalline Mean. A really good place to level up your crafters if you're, you know, at this. Ow, my ankles! Let's grab the 8th brick first before we talk to them. It's a good place to level up your crafters. Kinda. Sheesh! Oh, we've got 2 Vipers playing King of the Hill. Ha! The story for these people are actually really interesting. Rare to see a place so well stocked with goods, isn't it? But not here. I'm going to guess you're new to our fair city. Well, for what it's worth, you've chosen a fine sanctuary. The Exarch can throw up a barrier if the citizens come knocking, so it's a damn sight safer in here than it is out there. Safer and more civilized, too, thanks to us in the Mean. We work together to procure materials and resources and craft the goods which make the city life possible. This is the place to visit if you need a coat mended or a kettle forged. Just don't go thinking it'll be handed to you on a plate, like those in Yulmore layabouts. Here in the Crystarium, we work for a living. Though I see you're no stranger to honest labor, you don't have that whiff of indolence about you like some folk I've met. Still, I can't quite pin down your profession. Where is it you're from? Same as the Exarch. One of the Exarch's countrymen, you say. I see. Well then, I'll work twice as hard to make you feel welcome. Our city wouldn't even exist if it weren't for him, and any friend of his is a friend of ours. It's really quite incredible when you think about it. They say his grand magic summoned the Crystal Tower into existence, pulled the entire thing out of thin air. It wasn't long before droves of refugees began congregating around its base, desperate for shelter after losing their homes to the flood. And that's how the Crystarium began. At the Exarch's invitation, buildings started to go up, and with our help, with the help of our curious relics brought forth from the tower, the place gradually expanded into the thriving metropolis you see today. The city stood here for decades now, and yet the eldest among us swear the Exarch looks exactly the same as he did back then. He is indeed a man of many mysteries, but for all his secrets he has never let us down. So, if he, and you, wish to remain silent about your shared homeland, then the folk here will respect your privacy. I am, however, more than a little curious to see any crafting talent you might be hiding. If you thought to contribute on that front, but be sure to come back and visit once you've had a chance to settle in. I am not a crafter on this character. Just ask for Catlis, and I'll find you a niche here in the Crystalline Mean. You can help us keep the cogs of the city greased and turning. Okay. Now we should have, yep, another one down here. There's that one, and then we're gonna make our way down. Merchant and Lander. Hiya! Ow! You're probably all wondering though, why Pictomancer? You've been an angry little like, warrior this whole time. Just like,
Sometimes you need to express your anger in a different way. And painting is just
I thought it would be weird and funny. That should be the last one. Should be, unless I forgot one somewhere. Probably did. Hey! There we go. Turn the music down just a pinch. Hey, Morin. Excuse me, miss. Are you recently come to the city, perchance? I'm quite familiar with our civic roles, you see, and well, ahem. But what I mean to ask is, have you brought any books with you? A rippled scroll, even? A scrap of scribbled on parchment? My apologies. Literature is something of an obsession of mine, as well as a profession. Librarian Morin at your service, and this humble collection is known as the Cabinet of Curiosity. As your powers of perception have likely informed you, my colleagues and I are responsible for curating all manner of tomes, documents, and other vehicles for the written word. As horrific as the loss of life and land wrought by the flood unquestionably was, the damage to the recorded knowledge was no less catastrophic. We few do all we can to preserve what wisdom survived. But tell me, what brings you to the cabinet today? Looking for any title in particular? Mayhaps a spot of academic research? Oh-ho, so you've an interest in modern history. Splendid! A thorough review of recent events can often yield novel perspectives. I quite agree. If you would prefer something visual to accompany the account, then I think I have an illustrated history book for children somewhat. Hell yeah! Just a moment, I'll fetch it for you. Ah, here we are. Would you like to pull up a chair, make yourself more comfortable? Ahem. On with the lesson, then. Years ago, and near enough not to matter, villains known as the Warriors of Light slew the Shadowkeeper, the Steward of Darkness. In the wake of this tainted deed, light began to pour into the world as if from the unseen cracks. It pooled and swelled without cease, until the day an enormous blinding wave rose up and swept across our star. We called this calamity the Flood of Light. Everything it touched was leached of life and vigor, leaving naught behind but luminous wasteland. And yet, just when it seemed that all would be lost, a savior appeared before us. An oracle of light, she stood twixt us and approaching doom. And by her power did she stay the flood. Thus did Norvrant, and Norvrant alone spared the fate of erasure. Tragedy would, however, arrive in another form. From the blasted emptiness descended horrors of strange and terrible aspect to bedevil the few folk who survived. The Sin-Eaters were light incarnate, and their fulgent presence stole the night from Norvrent's sky. Even now, they cycle the remaining bastions of civilization, even on the hunt for us, even ever hungering for our flesh. and thus did the world become what it is. Should you ever wish to hear the tale again, I would be glad to retell it for you. Or if you would rather I speak of other matters, that would be my pleasure. I should be glad of the company. Alright. Now, I need to stop jumping off high places. I don't think my ankles... And before anyone asks, yes, I know, I can just do that. I'm debating on if I should use the... just like that Grahatia is... I am not familiar with that name. But as I was saying, if I should use the boxes, coffers for my tank, or for my healer. Because I'm not going to need it for this class. Let us go.
Welcome to the Ocular, my private study. We can speak here without fear of being overheard. I have much to explain, but the truths which I must touch upon in doing so would cause only distress and confusion to the people of this world. Pray keep that in mind. Now, I am sure you are desperate to know the fate of your fellow scions. To put it simply, they are here in the First. Their arrival, however, was not as recent as you may imagine. Here, time flows at a different pace from that of the Source.
Oh, great.
In the space of a single hour in your home world, an entire year might pass in the First, and the reverse could also be true. The pace fluctuates without rhyme or reason, and it cannot be predicted. That said, we seem to be entering a period of near equivalence, and thus, for the moment, you need not overly concern yourself with the passage of time. As for your companions, however, Y'shtola and Urianger have dwelled here for 3 winters, all told, while Thancred's count stands at 5. Even our more recent arrivals, Alphino and Alize, have lived in the First for almost a year. My intention had been to summon only you, but the art of reaching across worlds has proven exceedingly difficult to master. Thus it was that my fumbling hand closed upon those to whom your fate is most closely bound as well. As they were not the object of my summons, their transference was incomplete. Though they may appear to possess corporeal bodies, they are, in truth, merely spirits that one can see and touch.
Every time Thancred is teleported somewhere, he's naked.
Consequently, while you yourself will be able to pass between worlds with relative freedom, they will not. Much as it grieves me, they are stranded here, unable to return.
Then find a way to send them back.
We spent every waking hour searching for a way to reverse the summoning. In the beginning, at least. As you may have surmised, however, our efforts met with little success. And then we all but abandoned the endeavor once Urianger shared with us the vision he had witnessed during his journey through the rift. In that chaotic no man's land between realms, time and space warp and blend in unexpected ways. What Urianger saw was the future. That which would one day come to pass. In his vision of tomorrow, the first was rejoined with the source. This collision of worlds brought about the 8th umbral calamity and the deaths of countless multitudes. Amongst those who perished, Urianger clearly saw the fall of the Scion's mightiest champion. He watched you die. And thus did the Scions embrace their exile, and began searching this world for a means to forestall the coming catastrophe in yours. Their souls are stranded in the first, yes, but they have fought on, desperate to save their home and you from destruction. Nor have their efforts been in vain, for it was they who finally established that the elimination of the Sin-Eaters will indeed serve to prevent the calamity. Considering these circumstances of our meeting, you would be forgiven for doubting my version of events. And so, before all else, I would suggest you track down your comrades and hear the tale from their lips. I shall of course be happy to assist in these reunions, and you need not make any decisions regarding your involvement until you are certain of where you stand. Meanwhile, I promise I will not rest until I have found a way to help your friends return home. What say you? Have I earned your trust for the moment, at least?
Yeah, sure. For the moment, yeah.
Excellent. You will not regret this. With that settled, we shall have to see about getting you ready for the road. Traveling across the rift has no doubt left you weary. I will arrange for a room where you might rest in comfort. While it's being prepared, perhaps I can show you around.
Alright, Edzer, let's go. Good, just gonna go all the way. Alright.
This is the Musica Universalis, the commercial heart of the Crystarium. Aught you might need to prepare for your journeys can be purchased here. Ah, yes. You must be curious about the currency. Fear not. The gil you carry will serve you well enough. Each nation once minted its own coins, but 'twas all a jumbled mess following the flood. After much debate, the local merchants eventually elected to revert to the old ways, wherein a coin's value was decided by the worth of its metal. As for a unit of measurement, we agreed upon the term gil, a word borrowed from coins uncovered within the Crystal Tower here. And as our traders peddled their wares across the land, so too did our usage of gil become common practice.
Well, that's
From what your
convenient.
stola tells me, a standard coin from the source equates to exactly 1 gil here, or near enough not to matter. Our way of life has benefited greatly from the artifacts we recovered from the tower, some of which may be familiar to you.
Yeah. Those damn tombstones.
God damn it.
but I fear it would not be practical for us to provide everything to which you are accustomed. You shall need a means to access the commodities of your homeworld. Avan Kerm Sin?
Yes, I'm here. Of course I'm here. What amusements do you have for me today?
Hi.
My dear Feo Ul, paragon of pixie kind. For you, I have the most vital task. This fine lady is a friend from a distant realm. And we have need of a means to ferry things back and forth from her home. Might you be able to assist us in this matter?
You came from beyond, didn't you? From beyond the rift? How wonderfully exciting! What a brave and reckless and marvelous thing you did! You've the heart of a pixie, you do. After careful consideration, I have decided to grant you my assistance. Make a pact with me and the fun can begin. But answer me this, traveler. Did your garments come with you when you crossed over? Your teeth? Your nails?
Yes, everything came with me.
Just as I thought! Then you've a good stout connection with your home through which all your belongings, great and small, may easily pass. From this moment forth I will be your Isne Fis, and you my Snay Yak. Like the branch which sprouts from the sapling, our bond will flow unbroken from one to the other. Raise your hand.
Okay.
Tis done. We are bound now, dearest sapling. Come then. Make your request. Tell me your desire. I wish to visit this world of yours.
Mayhap her message to your friends in the Source to inform them of your safe arrival.
Ooh, just send it to Kryl. Let's send it to Kryl.
Consider it done.
As you
Hi,
heard,
Feo.
that was Feo Ul of the Pixies. Their kind possess an affinity for magic akin to that of arcane beings. They rarely show themselves in populated areas, but Feo is insatiably curious even by pixie standards, and seems to have taken a liking to the Crystarium. Right, we were going to organize a room for you, weren't we? Come along.
Okay, let's go. Yeah, so I'll show you how that works. If you have, you should have some by now. Where are they? Oh, excuse me. So, instead of your, them, it'll be, so instead of your retainers, it'll be Feo. Alright, let's go. Why did I do that? Honestly, I missed recording. I love recording. Alright. This is basically your in-room.
I know you. You're the warrior of light from the source.
Artbert? The hell are you doing?
What? Did you just... You can hear me?
Yeah.
Gods, how long has it been? That was what I called myself in your world. The Warrior of Darkness.
Oh shit, you don't know his name yet.
My real name is Ardbert. I used an alias in the source. A daft one, looking back. If you recall my tale, it was my comrades and I who caused the flood. We thought our home doomed. And so we listened to the Ascians. Let them guide us to the source and try to hasten their goddamned ardor. I remember when we fell, defeated by you and yours. I remember our audience with Minfilia, how she listened to our pleas and returned our souls to the First. The flood was poised to swallow Norvrant. Minfilia and my friends, they surrendered what little they had left to hold it back. Just faded away, leaving me to bear witness. Tell me, do you know the year? How much time has passed since we caused the flood? 100 years. 100 long years. My hands find no purchase. My gestures catch no eye, and my pleas, be they whispered or screamed, reach not a single ear. I am a shade, cursed to do naught but drift. I feel as if I've been walking forever. I hardly noticed when my mind and body began to fray at the edges. Then bang! My senses were sharp again. I felt like a fish being reeled in, and before I knew it, I found myself in this room. Why is it that you can see me? What are you even doing here, come to that? You were summoned to save the First. A waste of time. This world is beyond saving, like those who try to save it. Muddled as my mind may be, I've not forgotten that. But if fate has brought me to you, the one person in this God's forsaken world who can see and hear me, then perhaps there is a reason I endured. If I can find out why I was left behind, then maybe I can bring this journey of mine to an end. Well, I'll be watching, Warrior of Light. But do me a favor. Be careful out there. This world has had its fill of heroes.
Yeah. My head just sinks right into that pillow. Alright. It'll be a little bit still before we see some, like, actual action, but, we'll be coming up on it soon. So, sit tight. But either way, my lovelies, like, comment, subscribe if you so choose to, and I will see you in the next one. Bye-bye!